Like, is this guy the dad of one of the members of he has to be the dad of one of the members of the bands. You don't say that I put all of my faith and I know what these guys are capable of. I've managed all of these fucking big name artists. I sniffed Celine Dion's ass crack once and I know everything about music. So while I was making that contemporary Christian music expose, which if you haven't seen, there'll be a link to that in the description. I was really diving deep into Shark Tank, weirdly enough, the TV show Shark Tank. For those of you who don't know what Shark Tank is, basically an entrepreneur of some sort goes before 5 what they call sharks. And these are investors who are extremely aggressive, have tons of free capital to invest in a bunch of different places and usually try to make some quick money. I already have somewhat of a fascination and interest in business in general, though I wouldn't say I'm like hardcore about it. When I first saw a band walk out there, I was like, wow, this is the absolute worst idea ever. Because I had toyed with the idea of like, I wonder what it would take and what would the smartest play be if I wanted to get my band Crusade onto Shark Tank for some reason. But then I was like, there's just too many problems, and we'll dive into those as we go on through the video. So this is a young band who are trying to pitch to these venture capitalists on why they should invest in their band. Huge shout out to today's sponsor, Nail the Mix. Nail the Mix is the world's best online school for metal and rock producers where you can learn the techniques from some of the world's greatest engineers. This month, the legendary Jens Bogren will be mixing Twilight of the Thunder God by Amon Amarth and Martyr by Septic Flesh. When you join, you'll get access to all of the multi-tracks and a front row seat to his live stream where he'll be mixing all of the songs from scratch and he'll be answering all of your questions. These guys have sponsored another video of mine and I've talked about it before. It's basically a virtual internship at a world-class studio. I still stand by that statement. Our mixing engineer who mixed our album stands by that statement. It's invaluable to be able to basically be a fly on the wall and look at the step-by-step process and their thought process as to how they achieve these massive sounds. You can also enter the monthly mixing competition where you can win some massive prizes. Gear and plugins from Dynamount, Rode, Bogren Digital, Joey Sturgis Tones, and a bunch more. You also get access to older sessions such as artists like Opeth, Gojira, Devin Townsend, Ginger, dozens of super detailed mixing tutorials, access to their members only forum, and more. So if you want to check it out, click the link in the description and get your first month of Nail the Mix for only $1. Again, huge thanks to Nail the Mix. I will put my name on their services and their product all day. They are excellent at what they do. Back to the video.
Next into the tank is Cab 20 with a proposal of a band as a business investment.
Proposal of a band as a business investment. The first thing I think is, wow, these guys are trying way too hard to look like what a stereotypical band member would look like. Like, I feel like they're more wearing costumes than they are actually, like, being creatives.
Hi, my name is Tom Callahan. I represent Cab 20, brainchild of 18-year-old music prodigy Bert Hoover.
We're gonna stop right there and look at this kid's face when that dude uttered the words 18-year-old prodigy. Those are not words to be taken lightly. Now, when I first watched this, I was like, okay, if he is actually like an 18-year-old prodigy where he's doing some crazy stuff that's well outside his age range and really most people's age range, by the time you're 18 and you're actually a prodigy, you're doing some pretty crazy stuff. I would use Jacob Collier as an example. So if we're looking at, you know, the first iteration of Jacob Collier, I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm going to reserve judgment. Maybe this is worth something. And the look on his face after this dude says that either says, yeah, I'm a dark and brooding prodigy, or shit, I can't believe this asshole just said that.
We're seeking an investment of $200,000 for a 20% equity position in this band.
Okay, so $200,000 for 20% equity. means that they are looking for $1 million valuation. This dude up here with his smoky breath trying to be all cool and relaxed, man. Yeah, I know the inside track to what's hip and real. This fucking guy is valuing that band as a business, as $1 million business. If you're doing an average valuation, that would mean that the band would have to be pulling in at least $300,000 in revenue a year. If they're pulling in $300,000 of revenue a year, there's no reason they need to be on Shark Tank. And the funny thing is, usually on Shark Tank, one of the first questions is, how much money do you generate in revenue every year? How much of that is profit? They never ask that, and for obvious reasons. It's such a bullshit valuation. Now, I understand that you're not gonna value music investment the same way you would as a general business investment. But I mean, let's be honest here. He's saying the band is worth $1 million because you're looking at it as a venture capital investment, not as a patron of the arts.
Met this band about 6 months ago. I saw the huge potential and was impressed by their talent. Cab 20 has that it, if you will.
You know immediately he's full of shit if he calls it that it. No one who knows a fuck of what they're talking about in the music industry would ever describe someone as, they have that it. Lady Gaga was never described as having the it. Billie Eilish was never described as having the it. The it usually refers to great contacts and a shit ton of investment backing. That's the it. That's what gets you successful in the pop music industry. Not to say that talent isn't involved, it obviously is, but there's a ton of very talented people trying to play the pop game who are gonna fail because they aren't picked to win by the industry, plain and simple. So they got that it, which is like, you know, baseline enough talent to write songs and play instruments. So fuck, Crusade has that it. I should definitely go on Shark Tank. Fuck me.
So, I'd like to present to you the band, Cab 20.
Now they're about to play.
I've been waiting for a while now to hear your name. You search your heart and you search your soul, the feeling still remains. She said, I don't need no notion.
I think we've had more than enough of that. Yes, whatever you think the rest of that song will sound like, you are 100% correct. It is the most predictable 3-chord song you could possibly think of in the traditional 70s hard rock vein. Now, I don't want to shit on these kids because at this point they were kids. I'm saying specifically when your dipshit ass representative, who is your manager, PR guy, whatever the fuck he does, calls you a prodigy and says you have the it that sounds pretty fucking generic. Let's be honest, it's pretty generic. He just set you up for failure because the expectations were set way too high. And anyone who has a modicum of music appreciation should know this is a terrible investment. Plain and simple.
For too long, but I'm getting out of here tonight.
It's so cliche, cut and paste rock and roll.
What have you lost?
I feel bad, they probably worked on this. I'll give them some credit for playing their instruments accurately. But for someone being called a prodigy, and I don't think that Dylan really liked being called a prodigy in that sense, honestly, because again, that sets up some pretty frickin' high expectations. For someone being called a prodigy, that is not prodigy level performance or writing by a long shot. So as a shark, I'd already be like, I'm out. This guy is full of shit. These kids have enough talent to put together a tight rock band, but that writing is not enough to sell me by a long shot. But let's see how the Sharks respond.
Outstanding. Wow. So tell us about what's included. What do we get?
Primarily it's publishing, merchandising, and touring.
Right.
And there's also, of course, record sales, digital downloads, TV film placement. There's lots
That's
of things, but
publishing, dipshit.
this ask is excluding the publishing.
So this part has me a little bit conflicted. First of all, this guy who is supposed to be their representative negotiating on their behalf has an awful way with words. He says primarily it's publishing, then goes off to list all of the things that involve publishing, being very redundant. I don't know, maybe TV clipped him out of context to shorten it up, but it made it sound like that's what he was pitching. And then he said, oh yeah, by the way, we're including none of that. Again, TV may be making him look like more of a dumbass than he actually is, but I don't know. I think he does a pretty good job himself. The Sharks are all pissed off because publishing isn't included. I don't think that's really the end of the world, in my opinion. Having control of your masters as an artist is one of the things you really want. But you know, they may have a deal to offer them still. You can keep your masters, but we get a percentage of the sales of those masters. That would still be getting a cut of the publishing. But even beyond that, publishing is such a small portion of the revenue stream for most artists. Now, if you're coming at it from a Shark Tank perspective, where you can get them buttloads and buttloads of publicity, there's a good shot that you're probably going to be getting sync licensing, which for a band like that, or for a band like us, that's going to be paying out a lot more money than the other publishing would. If you get the right sync deal, you know, getting onto a movie and it's a big movie, that can pay a lot of money. Or getting onto a commercial, that can pay a lot of money. Or also from their perspective, you know, they probably just want a cut of the publishing because they want a cut of everything if they're going to be owning a part of this business. So in that sense, I can also see where they're coming from, even acknowledging it's not necessarily going to be the largest part of the revenue pool, but still it's like, but we still need a take of this. It's like, okay, you know what? I can appreciate that perspective. But like I said before, man, the vast majority of bands' incomes, of the vast majority of bands, is merch and touring. Those are the big boys every time. And even then, most bands need to have actual like side gigs to supplement their ability to play music, like truly and honestly.
Question, is this a 360 deal?
Well, most of the 360 deals actually don't include the publishing. It's usually an added negotiation.
Tom, explain to me how the deal works there. I'm gonna ask familiar.
He's not wrong
with
there.
These guys.
Yeah, Robert, what basically 360 means it covers everything. So you're touring, your music sales. So what he's saying includes all their revenues except for publishing, which is any revenue received because they've written the songs.
I mean, come on. Publishing's what this is all about. If these guys are huge, 20
essentially.
years from now, I want the revenue stream. I want to wet my beak in that, too.
Unless you want to throw some more money in the pot, we can talk about that. But that's
So, Bert, who would you be
Okay.
most-
So unless you want to throw more money in the pot, we can talk about that. Normally, I would say, yeah, but the valuation you came with was so fucking obnoxious that there's no way you're going to be able to ask for more money, dude. Come on. Your band is not worth $1 million, and you just said it's worth $1 million, and you're about to make a play, the most stupidly big-balled play of asking for more money for the publishing. Oh.
We always get comparisons to like Black Keys, White Stripes.
Love White Stripes.
What do you bring to the table?
You get comparisons to the Black Keys and White Stripes because they are also very simple and fucking generic as far as the sound that they're attempting to make. I'll give the White Stripes a modicum of credit for being creative with simplicity. I'll give them that. But the difference between your band and the White Stripes and the Black Keys is that I actually remember that I've listened to those songs before. I will forget yours. So I would take those comparisons with a grain of salt. So now Kevin has asked this dude in the glasses what he is bringing to the table of this business deal.
I've worked in so many different capacities over the 25 years. Major label, consulting, promotion, marketing, everybody from Lenny Kravitz to Shania Twain.
You manage Lenny Kravitz?
No, this is promotion and marketing areas.
Okay,
yes.
so this is him trying to show off his
You're gonna
CV.
spearhead from conception all the way through.
Yes.
Well, we're investing as much in you as we are the band.
Yeah. I would think so.
The percentage of bands that break out and make a lot of money for their investors is, as you know, very, very small.
1,000% correct. Kevin nailed that shit directly on the head. You have to keep in mind, most bands never get to the level to be invested in, or even if they do, they don't get the opportunity to be invested in. So you have that bar that you're already leaping over. Then on top of that, there is a small percentage of the small percentage that actually becomes successful after the investment. I mean, bands are a money sink, 1,000%. If you're talking about a band as a traditional business model, it absolutely is not. And get the fuck out of it. Get the fuck out of music if you are a business person. Like, truly and honestly. You need to be in music because you love it. Don't get me wrong, you have to keep the business mentality. That is absolutely true. It's the only way to keep this thing moving. Without the business mentality, all we have are starving artists, and when all of your artists are starving, the art dies. But if your primary love is business and entrepreneurship, stay the fuck away from music. It is the most volatile, unpredictable. You have to be in it for the passion of getting art to people's ears. You have to.
The music business is the worst business on the planet. It scares the hell out of me. So for that reason, I'm out.
The only business that might be worse is the visual arts.
I did a deal with Universal Music about 8 years ago, and by the time I was done investing in that music, I was out of $6 million for one album. Good thing is, I ended up having a song called Fatty Girl, and I made $100 million off the clothes, but if it wasn't for that, I would have been demolished.
And here is Damon John, who, by the way, I made a video kind of tangentially off of Damon John before. He started FUBU during the heart of the rise of the hip hop era. So he is very familiar with the music industry, especially in regards to hip hop. And he said it right there. The revenue from the music was pretty much nothing, and he was about to lose millions of dollars, but he made it all back on merch. That's the nature of the music business game, and you don't know whether it's going to pan out or not. And I mean, a lesson to all of you out there who are striving to be musicians: try and make merch that people feel like they want to wear regardless of what the music sounds like. I mean, honestly, you're kind of running a clothing business as much as you're running a music business. Sucks to say, but if you want to win the game, if you want to fund your band's got to have a frickin' clothing line hustle.
Well, as I was saying, the publishing is where you make the money. The touring is where you make the money.
1 second.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Publishing is where you make the money. And you're saying you're not including that. First of all, you're wrong unless you actually get some great radio and sync licensing deals, which these guys are not going to get. But second of all, why would you tell them, oh yeah, this is how you're going to make your money back? Also, I'm not giving you any of that money. Like, is this guy the dad of one of the members of he has to be the dad of one of the members of the bands. You don't say that I put all of my faith and I know what these guys are capable of. I've managed all of these fucking big name artists. I sniffed Celine Dion's ass crack once and I know everything about music. If he really knows as much as he claims to know about the music business, he is putting way too much faith in this pretty much average band, very average band. So to me, he's either a dad or related to one of these guys or is a father figure of some sort, or he is a hustling piece of shit who thinks that by being involved in certain capacities of the upper echelons of the music industry, that he knows what he's doing, even though, you know, LA entertainment culture seems to have a propensity to fail upwards. This guy strikes me as one of those people who failed upwards in LA.
I'm out.
You know, I have to say, I love your little package here. I like Bird.
Phrasing. Holy shit, Barbara.
He looks like a virgin, and the girls are gonna go nuts for him. Then
Wow, you got a groupie.
Then you got your John Lennon lookalike guy.
He doesn't look like John
Then you got
Lennon.
a guy who needs a bath.
Slash, it's not, yeah.
Slash. So here's like the perfect opportunity to confirm The sharks don't, at least those sharks don't know what the fuck they're talking about. That guy looks more like Lemmy, or maybe like one of the dudes from Led Zeppelin. I want to say Bonham, maybe. Looks like the one dude from The Darkness. Again, each of them look like a stereotype of the 70s revival rock scene more than they do actual musicians. I know a shit ton of musicians. And yes, there is a certain style, and yes, there's a long hair aesthetic that usually comes along with it. And yeah, some facial hair, but it's usually not like, well, like that. Again, it's not to be an asshole. Dress and groom yourself however you feel is appropriate. Just don't be stinky. But it feels more like a costume. Another indication to me that this entire band doesn't feel very genuine, and as an investor, I'd be like, no. It feels like the look is cut and paste. The instruments and the sound are cut and paste. The writing was designed by AI in a studio after digesting the entirety of the 70s catalog and rock.
So I like it, you know, it feels real to me. But, you know, you don't feel to me in my bones like a guy that could hustle, break through doors. I want to feel you coming out.
He seems like the dude who's in the right place at the right time. And he was liked by enough people to get put in positions where he was in cool places in the industry.
Felt like that?
I hope I'm wrong.
The band's good. I like their music. I'll make you an offer just for
Kevin.
the hell of it.
All right.
That's the business.
Making an offer just for the hell of it. And I appreciate that, Kevin. For those who don't know, Kevin is kind of known as like the soulless one on there, even though he has plenty of soul and heart. It's just the character he plays on the show. But Kevin is also the one who loves guitars and owns a bunch of guitars, and he actually made a deal for the foldable neck guitar that Fender now offers. He's the one that introduced the guy who designed and patented that to the Fender manufacturing and made that whole deal happen. So Kevin loves him some guitar and rock and roll. Does not surprise me that Kevin is going to be making an offer here. Every once in a while, you can catch Kevin having a heart, and this is him kind of wanting to patronize the arts more than anything else.
We're in the crapshoot, who the hell knows business. I'll give you $200K for 50% of everything. Because I can lose $200,000 in the next 6 months with you. No problem.
You could lose $200,000 in 1 month, depending on how aggressive you want to get with your PR and marketing, depending on how much you want to spend recording and producing a record. You can go through $200,000 real quick. And as far as I can tell, this guy has presented nothing as far as any of the groundwork or hustle or bang for your buck factor that good bands who work hard and become successful businesses do. You have to hustle. You have to do the most with the least in order to get anywhere in this industry. None of that, zero of that, has been displayed by this guy at all. His presentation is terrible. I don't respect looks, and you know, I rarely respect just art, but I highly respect people who have enough faith and confidence in what they're doing to go and have to eat peanut butter sandwiches for a while just to make it work. Those are usually the people that make it work. That's the entire thing with the music business that I feel like gets overlooked so often in mainstream, is they always want to show off the sex appeal, the cool factor, but they never want to talk about the hard work. It's just like, oh, they got that it thing, man. If they got that it thing, that it better be working your fucking ass off. That it better be willing to starve, not becoming a starving artist, but willing to starve in order to push your art forward and actually make it a business.
That's the deal. I've always wanted to have a rock band in my portfolio. I know it's a stupid investment, but it's cool. And I am not...
1,000%. This is what I'm talking about. And this is part of the issue that I have with music labels as they exist today. It is known in business that bands are some of the worst investments you could possibly make, and music labels make an entire business off of bands. Something is sketchy here. That's why music labels have to be so aggressive with the deals that they make with their artists, is because they have to be able to have that one band that actually does hit and do something pay for so many of the other failures. That's also why they're very reluctant to just shell out a ton of money all the time, because they have to look at where that money is going and how it's going to come back. In regards to the art, this is the worst way to treat art. It's a good way to treat business, but a terrible way to treat art. And these two things are constantly at odds with one another. That's why you need to have people who patronize the arts saying, I am putting money towards this because what I am getting back is the satisfaction of contributing to great art being made and great art being put out there into the world. It takes off the pressure of profits and making your money back. Is it more like a charity? Yes, but it's not exactly a charity. You're putting your money towards the creation of art. You're not putting your money towards someone who fell on hard times or has an unfortunate or misfortunate circumstance, whatever the word is. And I think if we drive a culture more towards that direction, which is why I loved the concept of Patreon and Subscribestar or anything of that nature where you directly support the creators whose content you consume, I feel like that is a much more sustainable future for the arts. And now, I mean, that can't be all of it, which is why a lot of us get sponsorships, but you know, that's a big integral part of it, of staying stable. Moving away from the grossness of music labels, at least as they exist today, because if you want to look at why music gets so reduced in the popular spheres and why it all starts to sound the same, is because the labels know that that works. That is their highest likelihood of getting a return on investment. So in order for artists to place themselves in a position to become successful as a musician and artist, I use that in quotes because they're sacrificing their integrity in order to put themselves in financial success, they have to chase that sound. Well, that's what is cool and hip. That's what everyone does. And it really does not look incredibly kindly on innovation and progression. From a business perspective, I completely understand it, but you should not look as an investor at music from a business perspective. Otherwise, you are going to be tainting the art the way we've been seeing it tainted for the last several decades. So Kevin taking 50%, you may think is greedy. Kevin just valued that business at $400,000, which is still an insane valuation, way more than they should be valued at. And at this point, I would say, you know, negotiate with him just to get a little bit less of the percentage, but then take less money.
And I am not going to run the band. I'm not going to get in your way. I'm not going to tell you what songs to write. I'm giving you $200,000. I want 50%.
50% is a big ask.
I mean, for $300,000, I'd go up to 40%.
I'm not there.
You'll do $300,000 for 40%?
40%.
That's your counter to Kevin.
That's still way too much.
This is a crapshoot. So for me, it's a vanity play. I'm a boring, old computer guy.
Speak for yourself.
It's a vanity
Deep down,
play.
I want to
Yeah,
be a
it's a
rock
vanity
star.
play.
I'll throw some money in.
You want to join me? Go 50-50.
I'll go 50-50.
You got a deal.
So another thing that they don't normally talk about, it's not like Kevin and Robert would be just putting money in one time and taking their stake and not ever putting money in again. You're getting the sharks who have insane connections, as well as in order for them to see a return on their money, they're going to keep putting more money in. Typically, as a band starting up, I would absolutely very seriously consider that offer. The Sharks are putting way more risk on the line here. And that's the entire thing I was saying. It's about them taking a risk that they believe in this as good for society and, you know, looks cool for them and hip for them. So they're going to throw some money at it that's probably never going to be seen again. It does come from more of a heart of charity. And that's not a bad thing in my eyes. I think it's necessary if you're going to preserve the integrity of art. It has to be that way. Again, that's not to say that you don't run your band with the discipline and mindset of a business, but you also have to know where to draw the lines of, we're not going to sacrifice our integrity for making more money. And if this guy who's sitting there wearing this fucking suit, saying all these high things about this band who has proved absolutely fucking nothing, really has any brains about him and knowledge of the music business, he would know all this stuff and he would actually take this offer. Or at very least, if he wanted to get the percentage down, take less money and less percentage at the same evaluation.
It's up to you.
So should we do 250? Yeah.
I think so.
As long as we have
Let's
control.
try to get 250.
And if not,
and
I mean,
don't worry about the control. They're not gonna touch the.
They're good. They're good. They're good.
They're good,
They're
but there's
good,
a
but
million
there's a lot of
bands.
good bands.
The way that Mark Cuban said, yeah, they're good, they're good,
They're good. They're good.
is the way that your friends say that you're good, at the same time saying that they're very unimpressed. I feel like no one in there was actually passionate about that music at all. They weren't very impressed. They sound like a bajillion other bands, which to me says this is really the Sharks just trying to have a semi-vanity project and do charity. This is by no means a serious investment to them. This is probably just for TV. Hey, that's cool. Do your thing. But, you know, trying to call a spade here.
All right, so what do you have to say?
We were hoping we can get 250 for the 50%, and we could shake hands today and move forward.
No.
To check with my partner.
No.
Robert, you're gonna be cool again with your daughter. Here's your chance.
My daughter loves me.
This is
Mark,
the
you know that's
opposite way you want to do this. Why? This is the opposite way you want to do this. And this is why I'm saying this guy is dumb. This guy is stupid. You ask the kid who doesn't know jack shit about the fucking music business what he wants to do, and he says toss out 250. The Sharks are trying to say you aren't worth $1 million fucking dollars. This is not what you're worth. This is what you're actually worth. Trying to ask for more money for the same percentage is dumb because you're still selling out your future for what now basically isn't that much money to get started up on. At this point, you're negotiating with them for the future. You should have asked for a lower percentage and a lower amount of money. And if they're actually being true angel investors, they'll keep giving you more money. It's a regular thing for the Sharks to give their companies that they invest in more money. If all you're concerned about is the money, don't go to fucking Shark Tank. It seriously just angers me. This is done so wrong.
Stick to the 200.
Oh, what a creep.
And I
You
feel
didn't
the same
offer any
way.
money, Barbara.
We're stuck at that number.
Ooh, what a creep.
That's the deal.
Oh yeah, you have so much faith in the band.
50%, and I hope you hit.
I'm very confident with the band. And I've seen bands make millions and millions of dollars I've been involved with. We can't do it. I'm sorry.
I've seen bands make millions and millions of dollars that I've been involved with, implying that he was the reason that those artists made millions and millions of dollars. I know what this band is capable of. What a fucking dumbass. This guy does not know shit from Shinola when it comes to music talent. I'm sorry. There's no fucking way. To everyone that I showed this band to, they were very surprised that they made it onto Shark Tank and absolutely laughed when the guy used the word prodigy. Again, not trying to shit on these kids. They're just kids making music. But if you're gonna, say I can play with the big dogs, I'm gonna say, no, you fucking can't. You just graduated from being an 18-year-old putting a cool band together to, I think I'm one of the greatest of all time by saying I can compete in this industry. I'm gonna say no. It's kind of fucking embarrassing and it's also infuriating, but also is a perfect encapsulation to me of the entertainment industry as it is expressed in Southern California. A bunch of people who think they know things they don't fucking know, going around and pretending to be cool and artsy when really they're just kind of full of shit and don't acknowledge the amount of luck that goes into hitting it in the modern entertainment industry. It's so much about luck. To get this opportunity and to just piss it away through ignorance blows my mind. I would absolutely leap at the opportunity for this with my band. Are you serious? To have an angel investor come in and help us get started monetarily so we can do the things we want to do without having to worry about whether or not we can afford to do them and position ourselves in a great place for success. At that point, you just gotta have the fucking music. That's all there is. And that's why the investors have to believe in what they're investing in music-wise. They have to believe that it's good shit.
Why?
I know what these guys are capable of.
Okay, rename the band. You're dead to me.
Agreed. Fucking
I
agreed.
appreciate your time.
All right.
Very much.
Congrats, guys. You guys are
Good
good.
luck.
Guys.
Good luck to you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Great music.
In several years, when these guys are playing arenas and playing around the world, the Sharks, they're going to regret it. Their loss.
All right, shithead. So let's look at what this band is doing now. On Reddit, 4 years later, the rock band Robert and Kevin almost invested $200K for. Ever heard of them? Probably not. The band manager turned down their deal in the episode, but do you think if he/they accepted it, they'd be significantly better off than they are now? Oh, what do you know? It's not available. The link is broken. They disbanded the band. They have 332 followers on Twitter. Not great. Their website is taken over by spam posting about how to sing better. So Bert Hoover actually started a new band called Hoover 3. So this is the band as it exists today. Hoover 3 has 1,600 likes on Facebook, 1,700 followers. Not amazing. Here's their Bandcamp. What a surprise. They're going for the 60s and 70s psychedelic theme. So yeah, it's well, what they're capable of. I'm so aware of what they're capable of. I've made so many people millions of dollars by being involved with those artists. What an asshole. I think the worst part was that dude was blowing smoke up those kids' asses, telling them that they're going to be all this whatever, this amazing band that will be legendary. I mean, yes, obviously chase the dream, but don't sell them those hopes without giving them some hard work. How in the hell he got in that position to get on Shark Tank, I'll never understand. Why in the hell the Sharks thought they were going to invest in this by any means is well beyond me, other than just being awfully nice. And then the fact that he didn't take the offer. You were handed an extremely golden opportunity and you pissed in its face. It's not a music label that was offering you this contract. If it was a music label, I would absolutely be like, no way. This was an investor who had no creative control and who isn't going to shelf you and who isn't going to tell you can't do this or can't do that. They were going to throw money at you, let you do whatever the hell you wanted to do, and all they wanted was some money back. That's a fantastic deal. You wind up giving up half your band, yes, but that's the price you pay for the fast track, which is why I say, ask for less percentage and ask for less money. You want them involved. I'm not sure what the moral of the story is. I guess maybe don't trust music labels. If you're going to invest in music, invest in it because you believe you are patronizing the arts and helping get good art be made and put out into the public. And don't trust assholes from LA who blow smoke up your ass telling you how fucking great you are. If you like this video, if you like what I do on this channel, go ahead, hit that like button, leave a comment. You can support me on Subscribestar and patronize the arts. Link to that is in the description down below. And you can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at Become the Night. Thank you guys so much for watching. See you in the next video. Rock on.